Okay, hopefully we are live on YouTube, or at some point we will show up live on YouTube. Zoom always warns us late.
Yes.
So we talk for about 10 seconds going, are we live? Are we not live? Yes, we are live. Okay.
Finally, we're live.
Guys, how are you doing? Welcome to the Tangent Show number 21.
21. Wow.
We are of age. We can now drink in America.
Hey.
Yay! I hope you guys are all doing really well. Oh, before I really get going on the show, I have a thank you and a shout out that. Oh, hold on. Let me just make sure I'm on the right thing. There we go. Before we get going, I wanted to do a quick shout out to my very good friend, Martine. Now, Martine is my drinking buddy of many, many years ago. Before, no, I can say that because it was illegal in England. So we go back to school. So she's a good friend of mine.
So childhood friend.
Childhood friend. Well, I would say the delinquent teen years friend. But anyway, she is a really awesome person who lives in Guernsey, which is where I was born and raised but you see, here's the thing, right? She sent me this amazing gift. Let me show this, because this is really cool. She sent me this awesome picture, and it's from Martine Makes. So I haven't done the research on this yet. I think you can probably commission Martine to make something awesome like this for you. But she made me this awesome picture, and it says, now I'm going to butcher this because I can't speak Guernsey French, but it says petite souhait. And that's apparently Guernsey French or Guernsey as. See, I can't even say the name of the language. It's like Guernsey.
You can't speak the language of your own people?
I can't speak the language of my people.
That's just terrible.
I can speak a little like French, but just, Guernsey French, I'm lost.
You really should be able to speak Guernsey French.
Yeah, how's your Spanish, Isaac?
No comment.
Wow. And you got that from a Bex song. So. Okay, so all right, so she made me this awesome picture that says petite souhait, which apparently means little gem in Guernsey French.
Okay.
So I thought that was really cool. But what I also thought was awesome, look at this. This is like a little envelope with some cool postcards in. Empowered women, empower women. In diversity is strength. The future is female. Hell yeah.
Okay. You said that a little loud.
Oh,
ears kind of ringing.
Orderly. Everyone's turned off now. They're like, wow, this show's like feminist and borderline racist, and I don't know what's going on. We've offended everyone in the first 5 minutes. It's going well. So anyway, Martine sent me this thing, but check it out. How cool is this envelope? The envelope has a little map of Guernsey. That's pretty awesome, right? That's pretty cool. So I wanted to say a big thank you to Martine.
And I have to mention that you have to be Guernsey Martine to actually know that's Guernsey.
Well, I just told you it's Guernsey.
Right. But like most Americans couldn't spot it out on a map.
Well, most Americans don't know it exists.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Anyway, moving swiftly onwards. So a big shout out and thank you to my friend Martine of Martine Makes. Cool. Go buy her stuff because
so where awesome. Are we today? Did you put us in Minecraft?
Oh yeah, check it out. There's Steve and Alex. Yeah. So we've kind of had one of those weeks where we came back from ASD and then we were like, oh, we just kind of need a bit of a break. So we were playing some Minecraft with the kids on Minecraft Realms.
Family fun entertainment.
It's really fun though, because we all just kind of sit around in the bedroom and everyone brings in their laptops and we all log into Minecraft Realms and then we get in a huge fight. I'm like, you took my diamonds!
Oh yeah,
my gosh.
Yeah.
And people, yes.
Yeah, the funny thing about playing Minecraft with the kids is that Sid, the problems we have in real life where he'll make a mess, not look after things, it transfers over to Minecraft life.
Hold on, I'm just fixing the camera.
Yeah, I was wondering
it
about
goes
that.
out of focus, and then sometimes you do
it'll
that.
Click in.
Then it'll find its way back. Yeah.
So we have to monitor Sid in our Minecraft realm that he doesn't take all our stuff.
It's always Sid, isn't it?
And mess everything up.
He always steals the diamonds.
He's the youngest, you know how it is.
Bless him. And he always gets away with it because he's cute as well. So yeah. Anyway, we've been playing some Minecraft this week. I'm playing music. I posted your Rockstar picture in the KDP group. Sounding pretty cool though.
Oh.
We're working on some stuff, so we're making music as well.
Yeah.
That was kind of the plan. We were like, okay, we're gonna like make some products and sell some stuff on Amazon and sell some stuff on eBay, and then we'll put all the money into making an album.
Yep.
It took a few years.
It's been about 5 years. Going to
but we're kind of back on it now, so yay. Hi to Linda Rosem, Linda King, Emily Robbins, Krish, Jacqueline, and Keith Wheeler's here as well. So hi everybody, thank you for joining us. This is the Tangent Show. We talk creativity, business, art, technology, marketing, and just anything cool that's just kind of caught our eye. So we had an interesting thread. Well, I'm kind of obnoxious because I say it was an interesting thread, but I posted it. So,
or you found it interesting and compelled to share it in our group.
Yeah. So, this very interesting thread in our group that I posted. I thought it would be kind of cool to talk about it on the video because I know there's people who watch on YouTube who aren't in our group, and people in our group who aren't on YouTube, and so on. Right. So, I thought it'd be kind of cool to talk about it on YouTube. And one of the things I wanted to share is how I niche hunt. So like if I'm sitting and I'm trying to come up with some ideas for books or whatever it is, t-shirts or products or anything that you can sell on any platform. But at the moment, I'm kind of focused on books. I like to go and browse like different social media sites like BuzzFeed, sometimes Reddit. And this is a technique that works really well with like either of those platforms or pretty much anywhere where people ask questions and leave comments, including our KDP group. So for those of you who are in the group, you'll know that sort of probably about twice a week, I post a niche hunting thread. And what that means is I ask a question. Like, what was your favorite subject at school? Or what clubs are you part of? Or what charities do you support? And the cool thing is, when people leave their answers, what you end up with is about 200 or 300 niches. So there's kind of a method in my madness. Like, it's nice because it gets people chatting in the group, but also it gives us all a whole big list of niches to kind of look through and come up with books or products or whatever it is that we want to put out there.
It's like the more you learn about people and different types of people, the more ideas you have for marketing, niches, product creation, and so on.
And I mean, to me, that's kind of what it's about. It's like, you want to make a book that sells to people. Right. And I feel it's really easy to sort of get in a loop of going on Amazon or getting like Amazon research tools and looking through, okay, what are the most popular things selling on Amazon right now? And then all you're doing is like copying the most popular things that have already got popular. And what you need to be doing is creating new things that are popular. Yeah. So this is kind of what I do. So this is a really good example. So Reddit has a subreddit called Ask Reddit, and people can ask random questions and everyone answers. And this is amazing because look at this. They have 42,000 comments on this question. And this is such a simple question they asked. For the people browsing Reddit right now to kill time, what are you waiting for? Now, okay, here's the thing. On face value, this seems like a dumb thread. Right. Or just a lot of bored people chatting. But I think, like, this is a gold mine. Because you go through it, right? And so, okay, this guy's like, I'm playing Skyrim. I'm waiting for a 10-minute cutscene.
That's great.
I'm waiting for my clients to get back to me, waiting to go to sleep. I need to fix my sleep schedule. Waiting for offshore to join the effing conference call. Conference calls, that's fun.
I remember those days.
A lift from my father to go on vacation. For my husband to get out of the bathroom so we can keep watching Netflix. I know that feeling. Till I can go back to sleep. So I'm seeing a couple of patterns there with the just trying to get to sleep. So what I do then is I make a list. So I go through all the main comments and I just write them down, like can't sleep. And there was one that he said, I'm waiting till I get a job, waiting for a job interview. Waiting to see if I can get a tumor removed from my ovary. Wow. But it just goes on. Oh, and I love this, my break to be over so that I can return to my pointless, passionless, soul-sucking job. And the great thing is, like, you can kind of see how popular these topics are. Like, see 80 replies. People are like saying, oh yeah, I feel you, dude. I'm like, my job feels pointless and passionless. So what I do is I make a list of all those topics. Like I can't sleep, I hate my job, or I hate my boss, or I'm waiting for scary results from the doctor. And then what I do with that is I turn those into book titles. So like I'd say the can't sleep book.
Oh, okay.
Or the my boss is evil book, or hiding from my boss book. Someone said they were hiding in the bathroom from their boss on their job.
Oh, that's
so.
No, what I was going to say, what I see here is you can find what people have a strong emotion, yes, feeling towards something. They feel very strongly about something. You can take that emotion and then kind of reflect it back to them. Like, you know, my motivational guide book to get me out of this soulless effing job.
Right. So Sid has a word that he uses a lot: relatable. What this shows you is stuff that is relatable. Like we all kind of know how it feels. So this is my process, right? So you go through these comments, you write down the gist of the comments. So you say, okay, this is what it's about, not being able to sleep. Then write some book titles. And you don't have to have any ideas at this point. Just turn it into book titles, whatever comes into your head, like the can't sleep book, the hiding from my boss book.
Right, right.
And then go through, find the ones you like, and start thinking about, well, that's a problem that someone has. How do I fix that problem with a book?
Yes.
So like if you have the can't sleep book, you can put like sheep on each page that they can count, or you put like really boring puzzles, or really repetitive things like drawing spirals or drawing like boxes or something. And the whole book is just a book designed with stuff to put you to sleep.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Or you do like hiding from my boss, like you make the cover, maybe it looks like a packet of toilet rolls. So you can like hide the book in the bathroom, and then you can read it and it's full of like dumb facts or something.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I think this is such a cool way to just make simple, low content books. You can make like guided journals, sort of prompt books of this,
right? Puzzles,
activities.
Yes.
And if you're kind of lost, like how do you make books? Check out our YouTube channel. Check out the rest of the channel. Because we have some videos. I've got one on activity and sticker books that is kind of a good one to watch for things like this. And also, of course, anything to do with tangent templates. You can make prompt books, planners, I don't know, music books, journals. You can make anything with tangent templates. So there's a lot of ways, like making books is easy. Did I hear that? Did I hear more coming to tangent templates? If I don't harass you every 5 minutes of the day. Hey, Isaac, have you done those things yet? Have we got updates yet?
One thought that came to mind is we always talk about, solve a problem. So there's some problems, you can't solve. For example, if someone hates their job, it's up to them to find a new job and to figure out how to make life more fulfilling. But what you can do is help them along the way.
You can entertain them.
You can entertain them.
You can cure the symptoms.
Yes, or encourage them. And one thing about people, they feel really good. It's losing weight's awesome, but what's really cool is when you're on a path to losing weight, for example. So just helping people know that they're on the path to improvement, and their problems, they're going to go away eventually. And you can be there to help them along the way.
I'm on the path to eating ice cream.
Path to diabetes.
Oh, Mr. Judgy Paths today. Anyway, so that's kind of just a method we use, and you can use the same method for like BuzzFeed lists. I don't know, anywhere that has comments. Like go for a news story, and well, actually, don't read the comments on the news stories. But there's Facebook groups. If people ask questions in Facebook groups, you can do the same technique. Just make a list of what the gist of each comment is, just summarize the comment, and then turn that into a book title, and then turn that book title into a book. Boom, you have a book. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so let's move on. Do you want to do your nerd corner? It's not very nerdy, but I love it.
I thought it was cool.
Okay, so we're kind of going to talk a bit about data and statistics today. So this actually fits really well into that.
Yeah. So this was posted on Hacker News the other day, and it's called Falling Fruit.
Oh wait, I want to see if Guernsey's on this.
.org. And what it is, it's a huge data set of, I guess, crowdsourced of places you can go to pick fruit from trees.
Wow. So are these public trees, or are they just people who've said, I don't mind if people pick our trees?
I believe they're both. I haven't gone too deep into
seems like
the
San
data
Diego
itself.
is really like the fruit capital, actually.
Yes. So you can browse the map, look for your local area, and then you can see if there's any public trees.
Let's go to LA.
Yeah. In your neighborhood that you can go and just pluck fruit from.
Wow. Oh, there it is. So there you go. If you're in LA, if you're near Wabash Avenue, you can go and see what fruit there is. There's an apricot tree there.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's lemons. See, we have a lemon tree out front, and yeah, people, I never find any lemons. People always manage to get the lemons from it.
When we first moved in, our neighbors, they sent their cute little daughter to come over, and she's like, hi, you mind if I take a lemon from your lemon tree? Sure, no problem, sure. Next thing we know, the next day, her grandmother's out with the fruit picker.
Oh no, the whole family.
Yeah, the whole family was out in front of our lawn.
They had fruit pickers, bags.
And they cleared our lemon tree out. And we're like, come on.
No, it was some good hustle right there. But apparently these are fruit that you are allowed to go and pick from. So it's verified. So that's kind of a neat idea. And I've noticed like food and preventing food waste seems to be becoming more of a topic. I think one of my friends actually is working. I need to go and do some research on it because I think one of my friends is actually doing an app that finds a food that's being wasted and gets it. You can go and pick it up. So by like restaurants and shops and things like that.
That's pretty cool.
So I need to find out a little bit more about that, but maybe we could talk about that next week. But yeah, I think this is kind of a really clever way of solving some problems. And I think matchmaking, because what this is kind of really doing is matchmaking like providers and people in need.
Yeah, resources to people who need those
and people
resources.
who need those resources. Yeah. And that's actually a really kind of good formula to think about. If you're making products, if you're making books, if you're making apps, think about what needs people have and what people can meet those needs and how they kind of fit together. Like, I feel like the obvious thing is like dating, like people are looking to date each other or to be friends or to meet up. But finding like needs like this,
it's really out there, yeah.
But I mean, kind of Airbnb, Uber, they all work off the same thing. Like, you need a ride, I have a car. You need a house, I have a house.
Yes.
So I think we're going to keep seeing more and more of these sort of apps that marry those needs together.
This is great. I love it, yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. So I wanted to move on slightly from this. I mentioned we were talking about data. And I wanted to show a website. Hold on, let me make sure I've got the right one. I think it's not that one. Oh, it's this one. Okay, I wanted to show this website. Let me open it up there and share. Okay, this is a website called Statista. And I think it's really, really neat. I just sort of stumbled upon it this week. And the way I've been thinking about using it. Well, I'll show you what it does. So what you can do with Statista is you can find topics on here. And you can basically go statistics, choose an area you're interested in, like travel, for example. And let's say you're making a travel journal. What you can do here is actually drill down and find a list of topics related to travel. So for example, let's say we're going to make a cruise journal for like, you want to go on a cruise, you want to make a book for people that are going on cruises. So maybe they can write their itinerary down. Maybe they can sort of make a note of like what they ate every day, because people on cruises tend to have like fancy dinners and things like that. Or they could write down their dance partners. But you might be making this journal for people to keep a record of their cruise. Now, what can differentiate your cruise book from someone else's sort of notebook that just says cruise notebook is you could actually add some facts and statistics and interesting sort of things about cruising to it. And I love Statista because you can drill down to sort of any topic and it just gives you a bunch of facts and figures. Like, how many guests are there in cruising at the moment? 12 million people. You can see how many passengers have embarked on a cruise. And really, like, you can check out which the major companies are. 30% of Americans would like to take a cruise vacation. What's wrong with the people who don't want to go on a cruise? Everyone wants to go on a cruise. The best rated cruise ship is Disney Cruise. But this is like such a great starting point for your research. And you can just get all these like facts and figures. And I mean, I just picked cruising, but you can go through this and find statistics on all kinds of things, like media and advertising, retail. You can see like, and it tells you what are the most interesting statistics. Like the most viewed statistic in retail is how many Starbucks locations are there worldwide, or where are the leading domestic beer brands. So you can make like a beer journal. You could, like, this is such a cool place to niche hunt, but also to find content for your books. And bear in mind that facts and figures are not generally copyrightable. So if you find a fact or a statistic, you can usually use that in your book. Like if it's a bunch of like flowery text, then that may be copyrighted. But basic statistics and facts usually aren't copyrightable. So you can.
And what's great is it's open up for you to beautify the data. And for data visualization, so you can go use a free tool such as Canva, right, and take that data and beautify it and make it with the theme of your book.
Well, last week we talked about PictoChart. And follow up from that. So last week we talked about PictoChart, which is a tool for visualizing data, and we found out that yes, I got confirmation from them that it is absolutely fine to use it in your KDP books. So you can create charts, infographics using PictoChart. You can include them in your KDP books as long as you are on the pro level. So I think it's something like $40 a year or something like that. And
if you don't have the pro level, it's because they put a watermark on there.
Yes, exactly. So if you're using the individual one, it's going to have a watermark and not look that great in your book. So get the if and honestly, you can probably do it with Canva. You can probably do this sort of stuff with Keynote. But PictoChart is kind of interesting to look at for the infographics. It's another way of laying out data. So by choosing this sort of data, laying it out, you could have something unique for your books. That's
awesome. And let me inject one little thing, because I've been helping a handful of people, a large number of people on template users. And people, they're still using I Love PDF or Small PDF to merge multiple PDFs together. And for those of you that, if you're unaware of our update, we have a PDF merger tool. If you look at Tangent Builder, you can upload your own PDF. And what you can do with ours, you can upload the PDF and import the entire PDF, all the pages automatically, or you can select per page. And then with that, you can duplicate those pages multiple times. So it is a PDF merger tool. So if you have Tangent templates, you might want to take a look at that if you haven't yet.
Beverly says it's brilliant.
Oh, thanks, Beverly.
Yeah. So it's pretty awesome. The PDF uploader, it's kind of a game changer. Like,
for a lot of people.
That you can just mix in your own documents with ours. You can mix up the interiors.
All the format, the trim sizes are correct. So I was working with one person. They tried creating an interior, and I believe PowerPoint, and it was slightly off. And I'm like, well, you can just upload it to the builder tool, select a higher trim size, and it's going to magically fit.
It's going to fix it. It's like auto magic. It automatically turns your documents into the right size for your KDP.
Yeah. So I know for those of you that are aware, I know we've been over announcing this, but there's still a handful of people.
I don't think we have,
maybe not.
I know. I haven't heard of your.
I didn't know you can do that. Yeah.
I think Beverly's a fan today. She said you helped her with it. Thank you, Beverly. Cool. Okay. So, I wanted to share something. This is dumb, but I just love this. So I was out shopping with the kids yesterday. We went to, I don't know, a fancy shopping mall. And are you okay? Is everything good?
Yeah.
Okay. We went to a shopping mall yesterday, and I thought this was so cool. I looked at the restroom signs like a little more carefully, and I went, there's something different about them. And these are like, they've got flair. They've got like style. Cool. They're like swishy.
Yep.
And I think this is such a neat thing to just kind of keep in mind. How can you add details to stuff that's boring? Because like restroom signs, right? We're all so used to like the boring like dude and the girl.
Oh yeah.
That you just change it up slightly. like slightly, you just add that little bit, and it goes back to emotion, that idea of adding a bit of emotion or relatability.
Yes.
And suddenly it kind of feels more high end. It feels more personalized. It feels like it's like a finishing touch.
Yeah, it's like, you got some cool swag when you're going to the bathroom.
Well, that's true. But how can, like, I don't know, can you apply this to other things? Like, what things in life are, and this is something that I think America is really, really good at. Like, when I moved here, I just noticed how everyone personalized everything. They have stickers on their cars. People have personalized license plates. And this is all the kind of stuff that, like, I don't know. I found in the UK, it was all like, oh, that's silly. That's a waste of money. That's a waste of time. But Americans love personalization. I don't know. It's like a little cultural thing.
Right. I mean, yes. And it's subtle, but really a lot can be said in the details. For example, if I was to color his feet red, then
that would be you.
It would be like red shoes, and I wear red shoes. So
Whoa.
right. So I mean, it's just all you need is just a really change of detail.
That would make a fun like cover on a book. You could just have like little white like outline of the person, but give them red shoes, and suddenly that's your personal book.
That's your person, right?
I think you should scale this idea, and you should just make like 50 journals with like every Pantone color of shoes. And you can have the red shoes journal, the blue shoes journal, the pink shoes journal.
People who are obsessed with wearing red shoes.
I think you should
Tennis
do that.
Shoes.
I can totally see that being a subreddit. This is the crazy thing. It's like, I don't know, way back we had a video and we talked about make it a thing. Yeah. And it's like I was sitting, we were having breakfast the other day in like this little coffee shop. And I got kind of hypnotized by the sugar container, and it had like a reflective metal lid, and the fan above was just going round in the sugar lid. And I was thinking about, like, when you're a kid, you kind of just watch small things. Like
you just stare at like random stuff.
I know, you stare at a fly on the ceiling, or you stare at grass.
As adults too, but
well, yeah, but that's sometimes substance induced, I would say. But no, there was no substances involved. I was just sitting and watching the fan on the sugar. And I thought, like, this is kind of like visual ASMR. So, like, people, like, ASMR is like one of the biggest trends on YouTube and music, whatever. And it's just people whispering, touching things quietly,
tapping things.
I hate it. It drives me nuts. I'm like, speak up! I can't hear you.
Okay. If you ever want to freak out your spouse or your partner and you have an Alexa device, whisper to Alexa. Do it in the middle of the night. She will whisper back to you, and it's creepy, especially at night.
It really is. I don't like when Alexa starts whispering. But I was thinking about this, and it's like, how did ASMR start? Because I feel like the first people that started saying this, like, oh, I really love when people whisper or make quiet noises. Someone would go, what? That's dumb. What's the point in that? This is a stupid idea. And I'm sitting there looking at this fan. And I feel like if I went on Reddit and I posted, hey guys, I'm just staring at this fan in the sugar container. What dumb things do you do to pass the time? I feel like I'll get 50,000 comments back saying, oh yeah, I watched the fly on the ceiling. I watched the grass.
I follow a subreddit that's just for you. It's called Mildly Interesting.
Mildly Interesting.
Yes.
Exactly. So it's like, I feel I could sort of turn this into a thing, like visual ASMR. Done. Or like waiting in a restaurant. Like, what do you do if you're waiting? And this goes back, someone in the subreddit said that they were waiting for someone who was standing them up. They were waiting for a date.
Oh, okay.
So like, I was thinking about this. It's like a problem. People are sitting waiting in restaurants. So you can make a whole subreddit of, or what do you do when you're waiting in a restaurant? And people could just, and you know what's kind of cool also? Because I made a video of it because I was like, oh, I'm hypnotized watching this. What I also liked was the ambient sound of the restaurant. And it kind of reminded me of like that whole John Cage thing where he made, so there's like this composer, John Cage, and he made this record, or he composed this piece that was just silence. I think it's like 4:33 or something. I always forget the numbers. But he wrote this piece that was just silence. But it's not really silence, because when they perform it, you hear like people like adjusting their instruments and
right. Okay, just to put things in perspective, he had it with a whole orchestra, right?
Yeah.
He had an whole orchestra sit, and they all were in front of the audience, like they're about to play like this masterpiece. And he had sheet music out, but the sheet music was just silence.
Yes.
And so they just sit there for like 4 minutes in silence.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. So it's like, it's kind of like an art thing. And it's funny because I mean, I come from like, I did a lot of performance art. So I'm kind of out to, like doing wacky stuff is fine. But I feel like people tend to look for what other people are doing. But like run with your ideas sometimes, put them out there. If you spot something or you do something that you think is like entertains you for a while or that just makes you think, put it out there on social media, make a video, make a recording, like talk about it, because this is where things start becoming things. They start becoming trends. Like you may be the first person to have that thought, put it out there, but then lots of other people go, relatable. I get that.
You never know. That's correct.
You never know.
It's like the guy that had the wacky idea to go raid Area 51.
That's true.
He turned it into a thing, and now he's got like 2 million people signed up.
And it can become a thing. So we were talking data. I had a few more, like, honestly, I think I've just been looking at statistics and sort of data this week. But I had a couple of other interesting things I wanted to share. This is kind of neat. I didn't know Shazam does this. So this is a music. So for those of you who've used Shazam, I love Shazam. If you're somewhere and you hear a song and you're not sure what it is, like maybe it's a new song that's out or it's something that you vaguely remember and you want to look it up, Shazam is an app on your phone that will listen and tell you what the song is. And what I found is that Shazam actually keeps records of what the top Shazam.
Hey, look who's number one.
Lisa, she's amazing. I love Lisa. Yeah, we were watching the Lisa at Glastonbury. She was pretty amazing. But yeah, Shazam have data not just for the United States, but for like all countries.
Oh, that's awesome.
So if you want to go see what the most Shazam tracks are in the UK.
It's the music of your people.
The music of my people. I don't know any of these songs, actually. Senorita, I've heard a few of these. But yeah, it's pretty awesome if you want to go and just find out what popular music is. And you can even, does it have Guernsey? No. But it's pretty neat that you can go and really find music from anywhere, like find what's popular.
Yeah.
Pretty much anywhere in the world. And like think about this for, have I just started playing music? But think about this for your journals, for your books, for like if you're making a music listening book, you can make it for particular genres for particular countries.
Yeah, that's
like
pretty cool.
I don't know what's popular in
Puerto Rico. Let's actually that's United States. Let's do
Russia.
Russia.
Like what are the popular songs in Russia? Oh, Senorita. But it's pretty neat to go and Billie Eilish. See, she's still big in Russia. How funny.
Russia. Wow.
Cool. So that was one thing I had to share. And you know, the other thing I thought was interesting. I'm kind of hesitant on this because it's a bit political. But I found a couple of things that I thought were really interesting in terms of it's been kind of a bad week for gun violence in the US. And I found two resources because I know people are making topical sort of books, topical products to either raise awareness, to put forward their feelings either way, whether they're pro or against gun control. And I thought this was really interesting that there's also a lot of websites with statistics on gun violence. And I just wanted to share these in case anyone is making books along those topics. Now, bear in mind, Merch have very strict rules on human tragedy. If they feel you're trying to cash in on a tragedy, on something awful, then they will pull your shirt and possibly your account. So this probably isn't a good topic for Merch. And of course, from an ethical stance, I would say stay away from cashing in on any tragic or horrible circumstance. But from an expression point of view, people like to put sort of their feelings, their opinions, campaign
that's why
awareness.
Books were created, so people can express themselves.
Right. That's kind of why books exist, so that people can put their opinions, their feelings, their thoughts across. So I wanted to put these out there just because I think this is really, really interesting resources. If you're doing anything on that topic, there's a website called gunviolencearchive.org. That keeps statistics, and also Mother Jones has an actual spreadsheet a database that you can go and find that has a ton of information on pretty much all shootings in the US dating back to like the 70s, I think. So I just wanted to share those, just to put them out there as
people
resources.
are very passionate about this. So if you want to get into creating activist books or something to promote an idea, an ideology, you have data and facts.
Right. And so that was kind of what I just wanted to put out there as resources. So we're sort of not really like going in a political direction with this, but just more putting it out there if you want to use this for your books, if you're making topical books. And I also, as we're kind of on the borderline political side of things, I also wanted to share this website, which I think is really, really interesting. I've been really getting into it.
The states?
No. So the website's called 538 is this website.
Sure.
And I think this is a really neat website. It's kind of a news site, but what's interesting about it is it's data driven.
Okay.
And they do a lot of stuff with numbers. And this is one article that I thought was just an amazing example. What it talks about is rhetoric in political speeches. And it analyzes political speeches and looks at what words either side uses. And my thought with this is totally like keywords and key phrases.
That's pretty awesome.
And I was looking at this in terms of keywords. Like if you're making a book aimed at sort of one political side or the other, or about a particular topic, it's kind of interesting to know what the talking points are of both parties. So you look at this, and so this is education, for example. And so they said in Democratic speeches, they tend to focus on words like kindergarten, childcare. In Republican speeches, look at this, they talk more about, they had things like foster care comes up more.
Okay.
School districts is more of a concern. So I thought this was kind of interesting. And they broke it down on a whole bunch of different topics, including health, which sides, what words they use to talk about health, the economy. So the Democrats, for example, talk about minimum wage. That doesn't come up in Republican speeches. Republicans talk more about income tax. They talk more about being competitive. And I thought this was just neat if you're looking for key phrases, if you're looking for ideas for your keywords, for what to include in your books. This is kind of like useful information.
This is really cool.
And like the environment's a really interesting one as well. It's like, okay, the Democrats talking about clean energy, for example. Like I don't know.
Because going back like to environment, just I don't want to get too deep into
Be careful. I'm trying so hard to be non-political.
Right. Okay. So two people could be talking about the same subject. One person could say environment, and that's going to provoke, a lot of thoughts are going to come to mind. The other person's going to say climate change. Climate change is going to bring a bunch of different thoughts in mind. So the details, going back to details, the specific words you use set the tone for what you're trying to express.
Right. And so like a journal that says, I love the environment might have different connotations or appeal to a different audience from a book that says stop climate change.
Yes, exactly.
So it's like those keywords or key phrases kind of appeal to different audiences.
You're going to get different emotional reactions from people. Because again, it goes back to people and it goes back to what they feel strongly about.
Yes. Yeah. Oh no, I lost one of. Hold on. You talked for a moment about something because I lost what we were going to share. I had a.
Hi Jennifer. I see Jennifer.
Yay! Hi Jennifer. Here it is. Okay, I found it. So you showed me this earlier, and I thought this was kind of an interesting. Topic. Wow, that's a great picture. I think this should be like our look when we put our album.
You got to wear that.
I'll wear that. That's great. You can be that guy. It would go well with your red shoes. You know.
Okay.
You've already got the red shoes. You're halfway there. Okay. So this. Hello, Wall Street Journal. Cash App.
Yes.
You told me about Cash App. So
yes.
Rappers are apparently using Cash App.
It is a very popular word or term in rap music right now.
But it's actually a thing. I installed it on my phone. So Cash App is kind of like the new PayPal, I guess, or Venmo. But it allows you to transfer both real money, like US dollars, and Bitcoin.
Ooh, Bitcoin.
So you can get paid in Bitcoin. You hate Bitcoin. You're just like the Bitcoin skeptic. My Bitcoin's doing all right. I took a look at my Bitcoin. I think it's at 11,000 at the moment.
It disrupts the system, and I'm very much, I don't know. I'm kind of, well, it's uncertainty.
Wait,
it's like,
disruption's great. We're all about disruption.
Right, but currency disruption?
Yeah. So okay, so this is kind of an interesting like take on transferring money. And apparently here's the thing, people are like rapping about this. So it's becoming more and more popular.
Yeah, before, like, we grew up in the 90s, it was all about the Benjamins, right? Yeah. Making money, cash rules everything around me. You know, you got Wu-Tang Clan. It was all about money, money, money. Now it's like Cash App.
Right.
Bitcoins. Send me your credits.
Beverly says, one thing you can be sure of in political speech, if they're moving their lips, they're lying.
Oh.
It's politicians and marketers. They're kind of the same thing, really. It was funny. We were like looking at the spiders outside, and he built this big web, and we were like, wow, spiders are kind of like marketers. Like, they put out their web, and then they're like, hello,
hey, check this out.
Where's the
got the good stuff over here.
Anyway, so I had one other thing I wanted. So we were talking Cash App,
right?
I think the other thing that I don't remember if we talked about it on this show or not, but there's another app called Clio.
Oh, okay.
That's really funny. So Clio is a cash it's like a spending management app.
Yeah.
And what Clio does, it uses AI. So it looks like a chatbot.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes through your bank details and looks at what you're spending. It goes, she goes, you spent $100 at McDonald's this month. Now you're going to be broke. And it's like a chatbot that like manages your spending and kind of tells you off about what you're spending your money on. And I think there's something kind of disturbing about that. But apparently you can set different tones on it. So you can put her into roast mode. And in roast mode, she's just going to insult you. Or she can be more polite. And I think this is really interesting, this idea of like a computer providing accountability.
That's with an emotional attitude behind it.
Again, it goes back to that sense of emotion, relatability, personalization. But yeah, two apps we think are kind of fun is Cash App for getting paid in Bitcoin. I don't think I'm going to switch from PayPal yet. I'm kind of invested in PayPal and the standard currency, but Cash App could be the next big thing, so it's one to watch. And then the other app is Clio for your financial management. I found one other app. I don't have a link though, that I just found out about today. It was the app of the day on the App Store, and it's called Stingray Kello, Qello. And they just have concerts, music concerts and documentaries, which I think is awesome because I love watching just music concerts and documentaries.
Yeah.
So I think it's $11.99 a month, but then you get like access to all concerts.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I thought that was cool. If you're like me and you like music documentaries, concerts, that's one to go and check out. It's called Stingray Kello. And again, we're not affiliates. This is just stuff we think is cool. We don't affiliate for anyone else, and no one affiliates for us.
I have there's an app on a VR app that allow you to go to concerts in 360 videos or 180 videos in there, and you can see them both live and then also
that's pretty cool. So it feels like you're there.
Yeah, so I had one. I know Autumn, like for a while, her favorite band was Fall Out Boy, and of course she's never been to a concert. But I was able to
We need to take her to a concert.
She's Autumn, but but I was able. She did actually watch the Fallout show.
So she got to see it in VR. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. It provides a very close.
We're going to see Brian Ferry soon.
Oh yeah, experience.
Sorry, I jumped in.
Yeah, I know Brian.
Before you said
Ferry,
experience, Brian Ferry, he's awesome. Roxy Music though.
Yeah.
Avalon.
Am I going to fall asleep in this one?
No, because he did like all the. Well, he used to be like he did. What's a name, Virginia?
Okay.
Love is the drug. All right. I'm going to see Brian Ferry, and I'm dragging Isaac along, who's going to fall asleep.
No, I won't fall asleep. I will enjoy it after about 3 cocktails.
That's what you did with Burt Bacharach.
Yeah, then I did fall asleep.
Baccarat, how can you fall asleep?
It was soothing.
Right. Anyway, I think we're done. I think we've been through everything. So today we talked about how to niche hunt a thread.
Yeah.
We borderline got political with Statista, rhetoric as keywords with 538. We talked about apps, Cash App, Clio, Stingray, Kello. We talked about swishy restroom signs. And Nerd Corner, we told you how to get free fruit.
Yeah.
So I think we went through everything. We are going to go and barbecue some burgers.
Yes, barbecue sounds really good.
That does sound good.
Hopefully there's no rattlesnakes.
Then we barbecue the rattlesnakes.
Yes.
All right, guys. Have an awesome weekend. We love you. Thanks for tuning in. We will be back next week, same time, Friday at 4 p.m. And buy Tangent templates. Yay. Bye, guys.